right, pencils down. I see some frustrated faces. That's okay, because it's a new math objective that we have today, so I do not expect you to know it right now. We just did this to kind of work it out and see where we can come up with. But our math objective today is use order of operations to solve a math problem. And I asked you to solve this without telling you how to do it yet. I want you to think through it, kind of see what difficulties you have. Did anyone come up with the answer 4 2/15? A couple people. Okay, that makes sense. You went through line by line. You worked through it. You came up with an answer. How about 5 1/3? A couple people there too. So you're thinking about it and you're going through the steps. Anyone come up with 122? Got a couple. You may have seen this before. Yep, that's what I expected. You might have done this in another class or in a summer camp or something like that. Maybe you can help us out when we start doing our independent work. But 122 is the answer. But before we go any further and we figure out how to get there, be honest, who has no idea how to do this? Good, good. Thank you for being honest. This is difficult. It's the first time we've done it. But we're talking about order operations. And then I wrote up here, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. I know a lot of you commented on that. Who's Aunt Sally? Why are we excusing her? But it's going to help us to solve this math problem. And we're going to go step by step, piece by piece, and you're going to find out that it's a lot easier than it looks right now. Please, starts with P for PEMDAS. We're talking about parentheses. And when you're doing a multifunction equation, or other words, one that's going to have exponents, subtraction, addition, multiplication, and division, you want to look for your parentheses first. That's what you're going to do. Everything that's inside the parentheses is your first step. You don't go beyond that until those are done. Next is going to be your exponents. In this case, we have 5 to the 3rd power. Again, step by step. If we miss a step, we're not going to come with the right answer. And I've already told you right ahead that our answer that we're looking for is 122. In a little bit, we'll work through this together, and I'll show you how we get there. M stands for multiplication. D, division. A is going to stand for addition, and S, you might have guessed it, stands for subtraction. And to help us remember this, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. PEMDAS, order of operations, how we're going to work through a program. You're going to have a chance to make up your own acronym to help you remember it. This one is years old. It's even older than me. I know that's hard to believe for some of you. But when we get to our stations, we're going to have 2 must-dos, 2 choices. Those are on your worksheets that you have at your desk. Put those in your folders right now, and let's start piecing this together. So again, we're going to start parentheses. But we have multifunctions in the parentheses. So we've got to take a step back, look through. Are there an exponent in there? No, there's not. So we do not have to worry about that. But there is a multiplication and there is an addition. So which do we do first? Multiplication or addition? Multiplication. Good answer. So our first step is we're going to multiply 6 times 7. So we'll bring this down, 5 to the 3rd power minus 3 plus, now what's 6 times 7? 42. 42. Do we all agree on 42? Good job. Divided by 15 equals. We have just checked off the first step. Oh, no, we haven't. We've got one more. I apologize. We haven't checked it off yet. Then we're going to go forward. 3 plus 42 is 45. 15 equals. So now we've checked off the first step. We've gone from here, we've done the math, we simplified it. Now we have 5 to the third power minus 45 divided by 13 equals. Our next check is exponents. We have one. It's right there. What's 5 times 5? 25. That one's easy. But we've got to do to the third power, so we've got to do it again. What's 5 times 25? I see hands. I'll wait for a couple more. Jacob, if you want to sit at one of the workstations while we finish this, so that'll make you feel more comfortable, go right ahead. Okay. Leslie, 125. You are correct. So now we have 125 minus 45 divided by 15. We have checked this off. Our next stage is going to be M, my multiplication. Do we have any more multiplication left? Nope, we have a subtraction, we have a division. We've already done our multiplication up here, so we're going to go back to division. And again, step by step. If you want to make it easier, you can put parentheses to remind you. I don't want this to confuse you. Just remember, if you go by the steps, it'll follow an order. Always do your multiplication and division before you do your addition and subtraction. If you do that, you won't go wrong. So quickly, who can tell me? 45 divided by 15. I have 1 hand, 3 hands, 5 hands, 7 hands. Joseph. That's correct, 3. Now, we are down to simple addition and subtraction. We've done our division. There is no more addition left. And we have subtraction. When you have addition and subtraction, or multiplication division, just like any other problem we've done before, we will go from left to right. But we've simplified it down. 125 minus 3. Everyone now, that equals 122. Step by step. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. PEMDAS. Parentheses first. Then exponents. Multiplication and division from left to right. Addition and subtraction. Left to right. Okay, any questions so far? Okay. Show 5, how you understand it. 1 means, oh my goodness, I have no idea what's going on yet. 5 means you're ready to rock and roll. We're going to go to our workstations and start working on it. Okay, I see some 1s. Couple 3s, some 5s, so maybe we should do another problem before we go forward and go to our stations, and we'll continue to practice for the next few days. We're going to work together in teams. Our stations for a must-do. In your workbooks today, we're going to do section 3.3, problems 1 through 7, and then you're going to work with a partner to evaluate the work that you've done. You have 2 can-chooses. You can draw a visual representation of a math sentence using your order of operations. You can write a story problem for a math sentence using order of operations. We've got our computer set up today so we can practice order of operations at mathisfun.com. The exact address is on your worksheets. It is also already loaded on the computers. Or we can go to Scratch and we can explain PEMDAS. Make sure you're putting together a math equation as you're doing this. You can use one that you've already done from your worksheet. So here we go. We're going to set up our next sentence here. Let's do this one a little bit different. 3 plus 6, 7 times 12, minus 8 equals. All right. What order are we going to do? First,